aggressive, and we've seen him make mistakes when he gets overly aggressive. He since the amateurs, he would try to just go in there and he would just try to just jump on you, like no real strategy, just try to just get you out of there, try to get the fight over as fast.
Ahead of their fight, Devin Haney exposed Ryan Garcia's biggest weakness, his over-aggressiveness in the ring. Boxing analyst Wade Plens agreed with Devin and highlighted his mistakes from his previous fight with Tank Davis. Have a look.
He said Ryan running into something nasty like he did against Tank. Big left hand over the top, he dropped him early, and then obviously the body shot, but that's what Ryan does, and it's continued to be one of his big issues in his fights.
Like, you weren't good in the
Caleb Plant also shared his thoughts on the fight and believes that Devin Haney is more focused than Kingery, which gives him a massive advantage going into this fight.
As you can see, he's a focused fighter as well, and so I think that'll be, you know, I don't know if it's just trolling, I don't know if it's a bit of both, but, you know, that'll be any fighter's downfall.
Interesting thoughts from the experts ahead of the Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia fight. Stick around and watch as we look at what the experts have to say about this fight ahead of their fight. Both Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are playing a psychological battle to try and get an edge over each other. So far, both fighters have done great, with Ryan Garcia and Devin taking verbal jabs at one another on social media. Kingery has mainly boasted about how he plans to knock out the Dream in the early rounds. However, Devin has used this to his advantage and exposed how this could prove to be a major disadvantage for Kingery going into this fight. Kingery is now afraid of the upcoming fight, and his team has expressed their concern regarding Devin's latest comments. During one of his interviews, the Dream revealed how Ryan Garcia's over-aggressiveness could be his biggest downfall. Devin is known for his technical ability and boxing IQ and believes he can easily dominate Cry, who goes for the kill right from the starting bell. Devin also exposed how Garcia gets anxious once he decides to use his powerful punches. The WBC super lightweight champion revealed that once Kingery enters his aggressive mode, he ends up making a lot of mistakes, thus costing him the fight.
Happened in the Tank fight too. Ryan tries to swarm guys. He wants to come out super aggressive, put it on you, and be like, yo, I'm here. And when he's doing that, it's a lot of combination punching, and his hands start to fall, and his chin is high, and he's standing up.
Boxing analyst Wade Plens tends to agree with Haney, as he underscored the potential risks associated with Garcia's characteristic aggression in the ring. Plens specifically referred to Garcia's performance in his match against Devin Davis, using it as a key example of how Garcia's approach can lead to critical vulnerabilities during this fight. Garcia's relentless offensive strategy left him open to counterattacks, one of which resulted in Davis landing a significant punishing punch. Plens argued that such over-aggression, while seemingly advantageous in putting an opponent on the defensive, often exposes a fighter to unexpected swift retaliations. Plens further elaborated that this aggressive trait, which is typically seen as a strength, could paradoxically turn into a weakness when facing tactically sharp fighters like Devin Haney, suggested that Haney's more calculated and strategic approach in the ring might exploit Garcia's aggression to his advantage, turning Garcia's eagerness to dominate the fight into a liability. According to Plens, the key for Garcia against a fighter of Haney's caliber would be to balance his inherent aggressiveness with enhanced strategic considerations, thus avoiding the pitfalls of being overly aggressive and thereby mitigating the risks of being caught off guard by a well-timed counterstrike. Devin didn't stop with his psychological warfare, however, as he called this fight with Ryan Garcia a mismatch. The Dream said, "I think it's a mismatch." Ryan Garcia is a C-plus fighter with a big name. He has a name, but he's not on my level, not on the elite level, and I look to show that there are levels to this, and I'm a far better fighter, and me and Ryan shouldn't be in the ring. If he didn't have the name, then we wouldn't be sharing the ring. This is a massive statement from Devin as he tries to get into King's head ahead of their fight. He also exposed how Garcia has just one lethal weapon, the deadly left hook, while he comes prepared with an arsenal of punches and tactics to counter King's. But how did King's team respond?
Even before all the speculation started, he was going to be an underdog.
How comfortable I am that he will win this fight, and he'll win this fight, and it might be another one.
Current Golden Boy Promotions co-promoter and Hall of Famer boxer Bernard Hopkins also shared his thoughts on Ryan Garcia's aggressiveness going into fights. Hopkins explained that Cry needs to win this fight if he wants to stay at the top. He said if Ryan Garcia falls short in this second super fight, it could be career-changing. It would be something that wouldn't sit well with Ryan and his fans. You must win the big ones to be big. That would be 2 strikes. You'd have Tank and Devin Haney. Speaking of Haney, he said, "I've seen Haney make adjustments in fights. I've seen him fight, backing up. I've seen him fight right to left and left to right. I've also seen him be aggressive. What he doesn't have, if you want to talk about the negatives, is power. And we all know in boxing that over 12 or 3 rounds of having no power will be noticed by your opponent. The only way to stop Ryan Garcia from being Ryan Garcia is with a punch." Hopkins knows how decisive hitting power can be and went back to his very first world title fight in 1993 for evidence. "I was a victim of it when I fought Roy Jones Jr. in our first fight. Connected, and yeah, I stood up. That shows my bravery and my determination, but it made me think about the rest of that fight. Don't get hit like that again." He encouraged Garcia to keep his aggressive mindset if he hopes to win this fight, stating that he will come in there with the mindset that Devin Haney is a hard puncher. No, that's not the case, and I'm not saying he can run in there and keep his chin up high. And all this nonsense, I'm saying, looks for Ryan Garcia to take more chances and be a more aggressive boxing icon. Shane Mosley also shared his thoughts on this fight, emphasizing that both fighters are intimately familiar with each other's styles and weaknesses, which makes the matchup particularly intriguing. Mosley, however, pointed out that Devin Haney might have the edge due to his ability to outmaneuver and understand Garcia strategically. However, he also noted Garcia's significant power, particularly his strong left hook, which could potentially change the dynamics of the fight if it lands effectively. Mosley conveyed a sense of unpredictability in the outcome of their fight, acknowledging the possibility that Garcia could capitalize on any slip-up by Haney. Moreover, Mosley mentioned that Haney has been elevating his game by facing top-tier fighters, which might give him a tactical advantage in this matchup despite leaning slightly towards Haney having the upper hand. Mosley maintained that the fight is quite evenly matched. He underscored the competitive nature of boxing, where anything can happen, suggesting that Garcia's puncher chance could play a crucial role in the fight's outcome. Ryan Garcia is considered the underdog going into this fight. Roy Jones Jr. knows this and urges Kingery to use all his weapons if he wants to stand any chance of winning. Jones specifically cautioned Garcia against relying too heavily on his well-known left hook, pointing out that his opponents, including Haney, are already well aware of this tendency. He stressed the need for Garcia to diversify his approach by developing and utilizing a broader range of techniques, such as improving his right hand and incorporating more body shots and jabs. This expansion of his arsenal. According to Jones, this is crucial not only for this particular fight, but for Garcia's overall development as a boxer. Additionally, Jones discussed the complexity of the matchups given the history and familiarity between Garcia and Haney from their previous amateur encounters, and suggested that this familiarity could play a significant role in the fight as both fighters are well acquainted with each other's styles and potential tactics. Roy Jones Jr. also touched on the broader context of the fight, noting that it would be an excellent indicator of who has matured more effectively in their transition from amateur to professional boxing. He mentioned that the progression seen in professional bouts where the rounds are longer and the fighting style is different would likely reveal the more developed fighter between the two. One expert who didn't have anything encouraging to say about Kingery is Fernando Vargas, the former boxer who expressed a harsh critique of Ryan Garcia in an interview with Fight Hype, describing him in severe terms as a quitter and questioning his toughness and resilience in the boxing ring. Vargas' comments were particularly scathing regarding Garcia's demeanor and boxing capabilities, suggesting that Garcia would not be able to handle the challenges of a serious boxing fight, especially one against a skilled opponent like Devin Haney. Vargas ridiculed Garcia's signature left hook and charismatic appeal, implying that these traits are insufficient in the gritty reality of professional boxing. He contrasted Garcia's current image and reputation with the era of tougher boxers like himself, insinuating that Garcia's approach would not have held up in past tougher times. The discussion veered into more personal territory when Vargas touched on comments Garcia allegedly made about his family, which seemed to fuel his disdain further. Vargas used these comments to illustrate his point about Garcia's character, essentially labeling him as someone who could not back up his words with actions in the ring. Vargas' criticism didn't just stop with Garcia's past performances. He extended his commentary into the future, openly doubting Garcia's ability to maintain his composure and determination in upcoming fights, particularly against Haney. He expressed hope, albeit sarcastically, that Garcia would not quit in his future endeavors, reinforcing his skepticism about Garcia's fortitude as a fighter. As we get closer to this fight, the spotlight on Garcia intensifies. Devin is not familiar with boxing. The world eagerly awaits to see if Garcia can temper his fervor with the strategic discipline needed to overcome Haney's meticulousness. But what do you think Ryan Garcia will come prepared for against Devin? Who will win this highly anticipated clash? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for the latest notifications so that you never miss out on videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.